We're live again.
Is this?
It doesn't need it back on.
Does anyone?
We're going.
Oh no, that's needed.
This one?
We're
Mike,
live,
you
guys.
can just use this one.
Just see if there's any.
Hey, Demo, remote's right there. Oh.
Can we see how many? Can you guys see how many viewers are in?
Yeah.
I don't want to start until we have a few.
We're live though, so.
No. We got.
I like the thumbnail. That's a good call. I like the thumbnail. That's a good call.
Great call.
Special guest game.
He should be arriving shortly. I got a little intro. You and Mike.
It's not money. Probably.
Are you in that right now on your phone? 2 viewers with you guys.
I'm going in now.
We're going in hot.
Go on 3.
Unless you can tell, we'll go.
My mom's not going. I just texted it. Telling her.
Let's find out what the big page is. There. Are you on Wi-Fi?
6.
Mike.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
They're watching it as
Should I cut it off my Wi-Fi router, but I have
yeah, cut off and
I have a podcast, so
I don't think you need Wi-Fi to record the podcast.
I'm like, probably go dead.
Would it go dead?
Yeah, I'm out. That's good.
Right.
But I was really good thing.
Yeah, 6 viewers.
Sit tight up right there.
Where you sitting? You got 6 half of them.
Love this music. Alright guys, so we're very sorry about the technical difficulties that we had before. Technical difficulties, just unfortunate situation, but we're gonna bounce back. So we're gonna start off where we think the technical difficulties began. So we're gonna start off with our fantasy insight again. Like I previously said, we have our 3 topics of must starts, sleepers, and haters. So you guys feel free to start that off for us.
Yeah, must start of the week, fantasy superstar Kareem Hunt. I mean, this guy just consistently puts up 20 points a game. Great guy to keep in your lineup no matter what. He's playing a Cardinals defense who's been struggling. Cardinals overall are 2-6, struggling everywhere. I think Kareem Hunt gets some receptions, pounds. The Chiefs get up early. They hand him the ball a lot, and he runs away and has the best game of the week.
My must start is also a fantasy superstar, Mr. Todd Gurley. They play the Seahawks this week. Last time he played the Seahawks, he had 3 touchdowns. The historical greatness of the Seahawks defense is not true this year. The 21st in rush defense, they give up 333 yards a game, and I think Mr. Gurley is going to have a field day.
Yeah, my must start this week is James White. He has had 25 points in 4 of his last 5 games and has had 31 in that span. The guy's playing against the Titans, who you can say might have a good run defense, but the guy is just capable of putting everything out there. He can receive the ball. He's good, just as good at receiving as he is running. He had a game where he put up 31 and he had 2 rushing yards. What does that tell you about the receiver? He can do it all.
Yeah.
So that's my must start this week. James White of New England Patriots. Next we have our sleepers.
I got Marquez Valdez-Scantling of the Green Bay Packers. Geronimo Allison goes on the IR earlier this week, opening the gap for Scantling as wide receiver 3. He's 6th in the league in yards per reception. With 100 yards last week, Rodgers loves throwing him the football, and I think he keeps going this week.
My sleeper is Duke Johnson. He had a big week last week with 2 touchdowns, and I think under the new offensive coordinator, he'll be taking on a bigger role in generating more fantasy points as the season goes on.
Yeah, with the Browns' struggling offense, I mean, what can they really do?
Yep, I completely agree with that one. See, my sleeper this week is a guy by the name of Tyrell Williams. Mainly because he has an MVP candidate, in my opinion, Philip Rivers, throwing the ball. That guy's had a great year. Under the radar, but a great year. They're playing the Oakland Raiders, and we all know Oakland Raiders have just not been what they expected to be this year. Horrible defense, just not what you want. Not what you want to have there. Tyron Williams has actually been one of the best receivers in the league as of this past month or two. Really balling out. So we're looking forward to seeing a good game there against Oakland. And we're going to our haters now. My hater this week is Chris Carson. The guy's coming off an injury, going up against the Rams, in my opinion, have the best defensive line in the league. You got Aaron Donald, Michael Brockers, Dante Fowler, and Dominican Sue. I mean,
not even an argument.
These guys are unbelievable up front. Chris Carson's an in-between-the-tackle type runner, and he's just not going to beat you on the receiving game. So I just think this guy just gets shut down this week against the Rams, and that's what I hate start this week.
My hater is Derek Carr. He's going against a tough Chargers D with a tough secondary. He's already thrown 8 interceptions this far, and I really don't think he's filled the role that he needed to this season for the Raiders to be good. New coach, probably a new offense. He just needs to step up. Great athlete, just needs to step up. That's why I don't really like him.
Not gonna happen this week.
Yeah, my hater of the week would be Allen Robinson. He's been struggling with injury for weeks now. That groin just doesn't seem to be getting any better. Detroit's allowed the 3rd least passing yards in the league so far. With Darius Slay on shadow coverage, I don't think Trubisky looks his way many times this week.
I agree.
And going back to yours, Drake, your fantasy hater, Chris Carson. I actually think Chris Carson has a great game in this one, bouncing back from injury. Last time they faced the Rams defense, 19 carries, 116 yards. I mean, the man is a great runner. He's proven it this year. He stepped up in a big way for a Seahawks offense that hasn't had a lot of rushing in years past. So I really like Carson's matchup. I don't think the Rams are great against the run this year. That D-line is fantastic, but I think Carson gets it going.
I think when you see a front seven with that amount of star power, you can't get anything generated. I just think.
Yeah, Brody, that's a dumb comment.
I just think he's getting stuffed all
That's
day
just
long.
a dumb comment. How can you say they didn't have Dante Fowler then? Carson wasn't injured. It's just you have nothing to go off.
Chris Carson's been hurt all season with that nagging hip injury. He
He
comes
got-
out
he
and
got an
runs
ankle
for
injury, too.
116 yards
He's
against
still
a
getting
solid
nagged by the
Rams
injuries.
defense.
But you know what?
Hey, last time the Seahawks put 31 points up on the Rams. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying this one stays close. Carson has another great game, probably getting 20 to 25 touches this week, and I say he goes for over 120 yards.
You're insane. You are Captain Insane.
If you got Carson, I like him in.
That's unbelievable.
He'll get stuffed all day long.
And Dominican Sue and Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald was not playing at the level he was playing at the beginning of the year.
Because Aaron Donald's undersized, he's getting pushed around this year. People know how to play with him.
The Seahawks have one of, if not the worst line in the league. And you're telling me that Dominican Sue and Aaron Donald are going to burst through there with Michael Brockers and Dante Fowler in the end?
I'm saying that Chris Carson had 116 yards rushing last game and against
Probably
the
because
stellar defense that
Probably
you're
because
talking
they had
about.
those scrubs in the game by the second half. Because
When's the last time they played the Seahawks?
They played the Seahawks in week
2, 3?
Week 6.
Week 6.
No, week 5. Sorry.
Still-
33-31 Rams.
Still
win.
no Dante Fowler. No Dante Fowler, who's a stud. We can all agree on that. The Florida alum, stud. Michael Brockers, man. Aaron Donald,
Absolutely.
probably the best defensive player in the league. We'll get to that in a little bit. I just don't see an argument. I can't foresee that happening.
Just watch.
I just
We
think
will
that-
watch. Hey,
That front seven star
don't
power.
listen to this idiot, all right?
Hey, whoever's playing me in fantasy this week, expect Chris Carson for at least 20.
You're dumb. All right, we're gonna go on to the next one after this, just blasphemy. But if you guys have any questions about this, please call us at 330-639-9012. Again, if we have any questions, concerns about our previous, even from the before segment, 330-639-9012. Give us a call. We'd be happy to answer your
fantasy
questions.
questions in general, feedback.
We
so
love to
far,
hear it,
we
all
love
right?
to hear it all.
So as we wait for some calls to come in, we're gonna do some mid-season awards this year. We have some awards comprised of MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Defensive Rookie of the Year. So let's get after it, guys.
Yeah, MVP, Todd Gurley.
Uh-huh.
I mean, 16 total touchdowns, 12 rushing, 4 receiving. Does it all. 868 rushing yards this year, 162 better than the next closest guy. He's got 362 in the air, already over 1,000 yards all-purpose. I mean, the dude just does it all.
There's
He's a
no doubt
fantastic
about
player.
it. Todd Gurley is fantastic, but my MVP is a little bit of a sleeper. Drew Brees,
Great season.
76% completion rating, over 2,300 yards, and the big stat for me, 1 interception. And he's really brought that young, talented core along with him. He's a great leader, and that's why he's my MVP.
I might have agreed with you on that one, but Des Bryant going down hurts that. I mean, you were gonna have another weapon there. No Des Bryant, In my opinion,
They've
Des
proven
Bryant
they
can
can
still play.
succeed without Des Bryant.
Yes, I agree with that. But now that after Michael Thomas had that game against the Rams, he's gonna be doubled. He's gonna be doubled now.
Yeah.
I agree. Brees is a heck of a player, no doubt about it. Brees is just a heck of a player.
He's brought them along so
He
well.
has brought them along very well.
Michael Thomas.
But when you're talking about MVP, it's the best player and the best team. I get the Saints won, but it was at New Orleans, which is a hostile environment. And Todd Gurley's just been the most explosive player in the league this year. So I gotta go to Todd Gurley. The guy's, he's just balling out. I mean, no one really expected this much production. Maybe we said some, but this is just an unreal amount of production. And the guy's having a heck of a season. We might not ever see. He might get 30 touchdowns. He might eclipse a 30 touchdown mark, and it's just awesome. So
I mean, Todd Gurley, he's single-handedly the most important player on that Rams team.
no doubt.
And that's what the MVP is all about.
Yeah.
I mean, Drew Brees, he gets that offense going, but he could dump it down to Kamara, hand it off to Ingram. He's got guys that he can lean on a little bit.
Sleepy weapon there.
With the Rams, I mean, they got Goff at quarterback, having a great season. Love the guy.
Yeah.
But I
love
mean,
to see it.
having Todd Gurley in the backfield really just opens up a lot for
Yeah,
him.
if you don't have
He's-
Todd Gurley, you have
He's
Benny
the
Fangio.
he's the most important
I
player.
just see
in that
Drew
team.
Brees more valuable to the Saints. I just think the way he runs that offense, he knows the ins and outs. Bringing that young core along, I think it's just in that one interception. Look at the efficiency.
Yep.
The 76% completion rating. I think he's the MVP for sure.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's just powerful, explosive. Todd Gurley's the guy. But we will definitely see how the season pans out. We're definitely that's in my opinion an NFC Championship game. So you got the two best teams in the NFC going at it, and those are both their best players. So we're gonna find out here shortly what happens there. Next, we're gonna go on to Offensive Player of the Year, and again, my MVP is on the offensive side, so I'm going with Todd Gurley again. I mean, the guy is just offensively just going bananas this year.
Yeah, it's gotta be Todd Gurley.
You gotta be Todd Gurley.
If he's winning MVP, he's gotta be Offensive Player of the Year.
I'm going a little quarterback action again with my offensive player of the year. I'm going with Pat Mahomes.
Love the pick.
66% completion rating, 322 passing yards a game, 29 touchdowns, over 2,900 yards total this year. I just think coming in as a young player, leading that Chiefs offense, just fantastic.
Yeah, Pat Mahomes is playing fantastic. I mean, he's shown everyone he belongs in this league, that's for sure. Yeah, he's a fantastic player. Moving on to our Defensive Player of the Year. Everyone thinks Aaron Donald, he's all that best D lineman in the game.
It's a fact.
Aaron Donald is he's down this year. I mean, he's got 10.5 sacks, second in the league, but his tackles are down. He's just not the presence he was last year. So that's why I'm going with Daniel Hunter from Minnesota. He's leading the league with 11.5 sacks. He's got a fumble recovery for a touchdown, and he's got the most tackles for any D lineman in the whole league. So I mean, I think you can't argue that one.
I think this is a fantastic set for Aaron Donald. His tackles for loss, yards lost total is negative 87 yards. I think when you look at that, how big of a force he can be in the middle, I think it's no doubt that he's the Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, again, I got Aaron Donald. The dude's got 10 sacks, 87 yards for loss on his tackles for loss.
I just think that stat alone.
And 30 tackles. And when you look at the guys, I get Daniel Hunter's having a great year.
Fantastic.
You gotta love that, but Aaron Donald just has the track record. When you see NFL awards, they're based off of who has produced the most in the past few years. You know what I mean? Like, Aaron isn't.
I believe it's called Defensive Player of the Year.
I wish it was like that, but it's not.
It's like that. I think the committee.
No.
They know. They picked Daniel Hunter to win this one.
I can't. When you hear the guy Aaron Donald or you hear Daniel Hunter.
Hey guys, hold on. We got our first caller coming in.
We got a call in, folks.
Hello. All right, this caller is Ben Herman from North Canton, Ohio.
What's up, Ben?
Benny?
First, shout out to Ben. He's the one that helped us out to get this idea. We'd love to see Ben doing that for us. We appreciate you, Ben. What's the question, man?
All right, Ben, what's the question?
Chat, man.
All right, Ben says he would like to know from you guys how you think LeBron is going to do the rest of the year. And word for word quote is because he's been sucking eggs at the start of the season.
Well, Ben, definitely off topic. We'd love to have the questions. I know my guy over here, Z, big LeBron guy.
Big LeBron guy.
So we get Z, and Z and I go after this all the time. 3 words. MJ is GOAT.
Well,
So-
that's nothing
This
to
is
do with
nothing
the
to do with
question.
the question. So I'm going to answer it for you, Benny. I think LeBron is struggling with the young core. I just think he's having trouble bringing them along. I'm sorry for that. That doesn't make any sense. We'll get into that later. I just think he's struggling bringing that core along. He's getting a little frustrated, but I think he'll pull it out for the rest of the season. I still think they'll be a playoff or making the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. The Lakers are just having a tough start. They're very young, but I think they turn it around. I mean, LeBron's playing a lot, 35 minutes a game, just like he always has. He never complains. But 26 points a game, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. He's still up to his triple-double.
Yeah.
His triple-double as he has been. 1.1 steal a game. He's blocking shots. He's really doing everything for his team. And his turnovers are down a bunch. So I don't think he's playing that bad.
He's playing more efficient.
But just the rookies, the young guys around him, they just got to step their game up a little bit more. Kyle Kuzma's playing fantastic. Brandon Ingram's playing good. But a little bit more production from Rondo and Josh Hart, that really helps LeBron out, giving him the scores he needs around him.
All I gotta say is my argument here. LeBron has really never been good without stars around him. I mean, they got to the finals in the Eastern Conference last year, but look who's in the Eastern Conference. A bunch of scrubs. The last time he won a title, he had prime Kyrie, a very solid Kevin Love. I mean, the guy can't win without superstars around him. He just can't win championships. In the Western Conference this year, they're gonna be lucky to get in the playoffs. I don't think they're making the playoffs. I really don't.
You don't think so?
With Curry getting hurt, Curry's a piece of glass. You got the Rockets losing to a Westbrookless Thunder.
They're gonna find it. They're gonna find it.
The Rockets' addition of Melo has really, but
I think that's bad.
But the Thunder getting rid of Melo has helped them. That's why the Thunder are. You got the Jazz who have been. They started out hot. They're a little cold right now, but the Jazz are forced very good. I would take the Suns over the LA Lakers this year.
I take the best player in the world in June is who I want. I want LeBron in June, and I believe that.
Now with that team.
They're one game back. They're one game back of the 8th seed. They'll get in.
LeBron's track record in the playoffs, he always dominates.
In the Eastern Conference.
Okay.
In the Eastern Conference.
I think his main struggle is he's got to bring these young guys along, and I think he will.
And
he's getting a little frustrated. He's got a different approach.
He said in an interview, "You don't want to see it when I lose my patience," and he's gonna lose his patience.
He's just trying his
He's probably gonna put in this.
So therefore, Ben Herman, I do not think he's sucking eggs. Just
don't worry about
patience.
LeBron. Not making a playoff.
The Lakers turning around.
Just see what he's done in the
past.
The West is down.
We have another call.
We got another call coming in, boys.
Thank you for calling in, Ben.
Thanks for the call, Ben.
This one comes from David Forrest, also from North Canton, Ohio.
What up, Force Fire?
Default.
Getting reports of a Cowboys.
Does the panel think that the Cowboys, with an average defense and a sucky quarterback, make it into the playoffs?
Okay, hold on.
Thank you, David, for the question.
Thank you, David.
Let me start this one out for you guys. Average defense. The Cowboys are third in the NFL in total defense this year. So if you want average, then you can say that. But they're third in the NFL. So you are not smart when you say that. After that, we have an average quarterback in Dak Prescott.
Yes, very average. Below average, I'd say.
Below average.
He's not even a top 15
has
not an
quarterback in the
efficient
league.
passer.
The first season, he had the second best quarterback rating in the league.
First season. We're talking
Second
about this
season, he had the fourth best quarterback rating in the league. And this year, he has the 12th best quarterback rating in the league. So
Jake, frankly, I don't give a damn what he's done in the past. We're talking about this
right now, Dak Prescott, after you get that weapon of Amari Cooper, you just can't deny with that stud defense it's just you can't count the Dallas Cowboys out because one guy, Ezekiel Elliott, the guy's a stud. You can't deny that he's the best running back in the league.
That offensive line is not dominant as they have been in the past.
Once they get Travis Friedrich,
they got injuries.
Travis Friedrich, he's on the IR. He's not coming back
to week 12.
I don't believe that the Cowboys are where
it's
they're
just
at.
absolutely blasphemous. You can think they have an average defense.
What have you been saying about the offensive coordinator? I want to hear your thoughts on the offensive
coordinator. Linehan Lee. That's what I gotta say.
He's horrible.
You can give Dak Prescott a system where he can thrive in. He's the top 5 quarterback in the league. He is the next Cam
Excuse me, sir, what?
I'm sorry.
He is the next Cam Newton.
In this NFL,
MVP season in the next 2 years.
This NFL season, I'm scrolling down the list right now of quarterback stats, quarterback rankings. I see Dak Prescott coming in at number 27.
You know why? Because of
NFL.com.
Scott Linehan.
He's got the 27th most yards. He's thrown a bunch of picks this year.
He has thrown 5. He has thrown 5 picks. 3 of which have been tipped. Those should not count as.
He's not what I look for.
3 of which were on drop
not
tips.
What I want.
You can't call that as it's just not his fault.
Where's
I don't think he's an efficient passer either.
You are
He's not
guys
an
are
efficient
idiots.
passer.
I
I mean,
don't think he can get the long
he has
ball.
thrown for over 200 yards in his last 4 games. Everyone's
Over
everyone,
200.
everyone's
all day long.
Cole Beasley had 2 targets last game. 2 targets.
I'm talking about the whole season, Drake. I'm not talking about just last
I
season.
mean, Amari Cooper's going to set this team above from everyone else, and they're gonna come into Philly this week, and they're gonna probably beat them by 20 points.
I believe
I gotta
Amari
go to
Cooper's
page
first game
2.
and Amari Cooper wide open down the field.
Dak-
Overthrew picked.
Dak's stats this year is 1,600 yards for 10 touchdowns and 5 interceptions with an average QBR of 88.9. So
On a scale of
take
100,
that
right?
as you will.
The QBR's on
No,
scale of
QBR
like
goes to
156. I believe.
158 is the
158.3.
highest
He's got
he
an
can.
You know why though? Scott Linehan. Dak Prescott is one of, if not the most talented quarterback in the
If
league.
he's that talented, he should be able to thrive in any system.
You can't thrive in a system where you're running 5 wide when you can't even name 5 receivers on the team. I mean, you got Deontay Thompson. You ever heard of Deontay Thompson?
I have not.
Exactly. He's starting receiver for the Cowboys. So if you give Dak Prescott weapons, the dude's definitely a top 5 in the league. Watch him. Once Linehan's gone for this year, I hope to God, he'll be a top 5 quarterback MVP candidate in one of the next 2 years. Watch it.
That's
Book it.
major hot
Book
take.
it. Book it. Book
Major
it.
hot take. For all the reasons you just said, the lack of receivers, Dak Prescott
offensive line.
struggling, offensive line struggling. That's all reasons I don't believe they make the playoffs. I mean, they're starting out 3-5. They're good at home. They're 3-1 at home, but away record 0-4.
Don't
When
forget
can
that
they-
you have the 4th
When
leading
can
rusher
they
in the
turn
league.
that around?
When can they turn this week against Philly?
When can they
This
turn
week
that
after
around?
they'll
You
turn
think
that
they
around.
win at Philly this week?
It backs against the wall. It's a must-win. They
It
will
is a
win.
must-win game. If they lose this game, it's over.
Zeke will have a huge game against that toothy Eagles defense. Dak will go off against that weak passing defense. It's just you can't have that happen. I will love to see Dak Prescott go off this week, and it's going to happen. Book it. MVP candidate in the coming
I'm done
years.
talking about this. Do we have another call?
We spend enough
Yeah,
on
we
it.
have another call.
Okay.
This call is from Sam Bucher, friend of the pod.
Sam Bucher.
And his
Never agree with
question,
anything he says.
well, you might agree with this one, Drake. His question is in regards to women's basketball.
Oh.
No one cares.
It's
Next call.
Next call.
his question is, who would win in a game? The 2016 UConn women's team featuring Breanna Stewart, or
Bum.
the 2016 Hoover basketball varsity team featuring the likes of Nathan Fox, Eli Blackledge, and I believe Eric Sarball.
And Cam Telez.
Definitely the more athletic Hoover men's basketball team definitely wins
Wow.
that game, probably by
Hot
about
take.
20 or 30.
Yeah,
I
I put
don't
the
agree.
line
I
at
do
minus
not
50.
agree.
Minus
The
15 there,
UConn
yep.
women's team won 93 straight games. They have the best athletes.
Yes, we
In
get
the
out
country going
the
to
best women athletes. You gotta add
I-
that part in. The best,
Okay, that Hoover team was 5 guys deep.
super athletic though. Super athletic. Those guys played all game, every game, and that's what they.
I
have to
think
do.
the girls get it done. I just
We
think
get out coached for sure. We get out coached. They
outcoached.
got the best
I think
women's
better in
basketball
shape. Better in shape. I
Better
think it's a
shape.
huge key.
No, you know who Eric Sarball is? The dude's in the best shape of anyone you ever know.
Okay, but a Division I best women's team.
All I gotta say is Nathan Fox, give me the ball, and I'm just gonna dunk over anyone in the paint.
I just
no one
think,
can guard
I think
Nathan Fox in
UConn
that
has.
paint.
I think UConn has more
I mean,
athletes.
that team
Better
lost.
athletic ability.
I think they have
than-
better fundamentals.
They lost.
Yes, fundamentals definitely, but
No doubt.
I think the
athleticism-
girls get it done.
Yeah, we're
Athleticism-
out coached. They are
athleticism,
better
man.
fundamentals.
Better in
But,
shape.
I
I don't think UConn could get a shot off. I think they'd get everything
No,
blocked.
Yeah,
I don't
with
think
Fox,
that's
with
true.
Fox
Way too
around the
athletic.
rim,
Do
I
they even
mean,
have a girl that can palm the ball?
Do they even
I don't
have
think
a
they
chance? Do they have a chance?
I think
They have more than
UConn
one
has
person
the
who can
best.
touch the backboard.
has
but
the
they
best
don't.
athletes.
Can they tap out on a layup? Can they do that?
UConn has the best athletes.
I think I saw one of them do
No.
like a 360 layup. That was pretty cool.
Yes.
Best school, women's basketball program in the country. They have the best athletes from all over the country. I think they get the win. They're deeper. They're more in shape.
I
They're
think
more
you're dumb.
fundamental.
I think you're dumb.
All right, moving on to the next question. This is going to be our final question before we move into the next segment. This question's from Brendan Snyder.
Be snide.
His question is,
Shout out Footprint Inc.
with Duke doing so well at the beginning of the year, do you think they're overhyped? And 2, what are your thoughts on the upcoming Duke North Carolina matchup and how will they fare
Brendan,
against
I have
Duke?
I have one thing to say to you. First off, thanks for the call. I appreciate the call. Our special guest who's gonna be coming in a little bit, and I will actually be discussing all of those points you just said. I don't want to get rid of my arguments right now because obviously it's gonna be part of the show. So if you will stay tuned in, we will actually be discussing that right after this quick break in a little bit, and we're gonna get into that. You know me, Brendan. I love my UNC Tar Heels. I'm going to be getting after it with them. So
Yeah,
you stay tuned.
things will definitely get chippy with that special
I mean,
guest.
there could be punches thrown. There could be punches thrown.
There will be punches thrown.
So hey, so stay tuned in, and we will get back to you after
Folks,
that
it'll
one.
be a bloodbath.
It'll be a bloodbath.
Alright.
So on to our next segment. We were in the middle of midseason awards, I believe. Midseason awards. So we ended off on defensive player of the year. We all had our defensive player of the years. Now we're going on to rookie of the years. You guys started that. We're going to go offensive rookie of the year to begin with.
Yeah, offensive rookie. I'll go both at once here, just to
Yeah.
let's speed things up. Let's go offensive rookie. Obviously, Saquon Barkley,
There's
Nope.
no
maybe the
questions.
best running back in the league.
Nope.
Top 5 for sure.
Nope.
And then defensive rookie of the year, you got Darius Leonard, linebacker from the Colts.
Nope.
Leads the league in total tackles, averaging 8 solos a game, 3 forced fumbled, 2 recovered. I mean, that dude's just a beast. He's helping out that Colts defense who struggled mightily in the past, and he's definitely giving them a shot at beating them.
I also have Saquon and Darius. I think Saquon has 570 yards on the ground, 497 in the air. He's just getting it done. Very athletic. I also have Darius Leonard. The dude's a beast. 58 total tackles, 4 sacks. He's just getting it done for the Colts.
You guys are idiots. You guys are idiots. Offensive rookie of the year, Calvin Ridley. The dude's been balling out for the Falcons. You know, it's been got a guy like Julio Jones on your team, and you still scored 7 touchdowns. It's unbelievable.
Can you put your Cowboys bias away just for a little bit?
Well, how's that Cowboy bias?
You won't pick Saquon Barkley
I
because
don't
he's on the
think he's
Giants.
good. Look at what his team has done. Look at the production of what he's done for his
Look
team.
at his stats.
Nothing.
Rookie of the
Nothing.
year is not based on team production. That's MVP. That's the MVP.
I
There's
think-
no offensive end rookie
Yes, I do have
MVP.
Cowboy bias, but I just don't think Saquon Barkley is the guy. Calvin Ridley's been balling out this year. You got to give it to him. My defense rookie of the year, again with some Cowboy bias, not fully though. This is a legitimate pick. Leighton Vander Esch. Let me fill you guys in here. He has filled the void for one of, if not the best linebackers in the league, Sean Lee. The guy, you expect to get injured. He always is injured.
The best linebacker in the league,
The
Sean
best.
Lee.
He did.
You know,
Piece of
Leighton-
glass,
Leighton-
Sean Lee.
Leighton-
When was the
Leighton-
last time Sean Lee played a NFL football game for more than 3 games?
Did you
in a row?
know Luke Kuechly's still in the league?
Yeah,
I do.
he
That's why Sean Lee's better than him.
Oh, okay.
my God.
So Leighton Vander Esch, based on Pro Football Focus, ranked the 4th best
Just listen to that
linebacker in the league. In the league.
In
Not,
Can we get a
not
stat
just
check
all
on
rookies.
that? 4th best linebacker in the league.
Look
Can
up
we
Pro
get
Football
stat check?
Focus. Pro
Stat
Football
check,
Focus.
that cannot be
Leighton
correct.
Vander Esch. Pro Football Focus. Leighton Vander Esch. Last week we'll go on to that stat check. He is 17th in the league in tackles, averaging 10.5 per game because he has missed 2 games this year. Because
I'm just gonna wait on the stat check for my rebuttal.
you know what? If I'll just check right now. I'll go to my Twitter.
Jake, everybody knows, I'm sure people watching, that you're full of it 95% of the time. So that's why I need a stat checker on this one.
Definitely Darius Leonard.
He's
Better
getting it
linebacker,
done.
better overall linebacker, just doing things.
Pro
that,
Football
Vander Esch
Focus
hasn't
right
done.
here. Leighton Vander Esch. We're gonna go down. Check this out.
Darius Leonard is ranked higher than Vander Esch.
Leighton Vander
Did you know
Esch.
that?
My bad. He's ranked 5th in overall
There he is
linebackers.
wrong. He's wrong again.
5th overall in
He's wrong,
I
linebackers.
can't trust him.
He's
Based
wrong.
off
Oh
of
wait, I mean
Oh,
fifth.
and who's
Okay.
ahead of
Pro
him?
Football
Who's
Focus.
ahead?
Zach
Who's
Brown.
ahead of him? Who's number 3?
Darius Leonard is
Darius
number 3.
Leonard would be the number
Darius
3
Leonard is number 3.
ranked linebacker.
Darius
and
Leonard is
there's
number
our
3.
argument.
The
Drake.
rookie of the year.
Drake,
oh,
obviously-
Kuechly's up there too.
He hasn't looked at that list enough to know that Darius Leonard is ahead of him, and look at him over there just sipping. He knows he's wrong. Darius Leonard wins Rookie of the Year. You heard it here first. Fantastic.
You
All right,
guys are idiots.
moving
let's
on.
swiftly moving on here. Get rid of that.
We're gonna lead Brody to an MLB segment.
Yeah,
we're gonna
We'll,
go.
we'll take a question here
we're gonna
before
we
we
have
take a
a question.
break.
We
We
have
do
one
have a
more
question.
question.
What's one
All
more
right.
question?
The question comes from Reed Bullock, and he wants to know who has the best shot at beating the Warriors this year.
Nobody.
Reed Bullock.
Reed Bullock.
Reed
Nobody.
Bullock.
Nobody does.
We appreciate the question, but in our opinions, the Warriors have ruined the NBA.
They have ruined
If
it.
there's anyone that I would give a shot to, it would be the
Boston.
Philadelphia
I'd
76ers.
say Boston.
I see.
But it's still not even
It's
close.
not even realistic. I mean, the
Once-
Warriors have the 5 of probably the top 20 players in the league.
If Curry
Cavs
can
and
get
seven.
healthy, he's been banged up early and often this year.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's kind of
All I
scary
gotta
for them.
say is the Lakers won't stand a chance.
Little guy
Boogie-
can't hang.
Boogie Cousins, when he gets back, he's coming off that Achilles tear. He'll just add another
Yeah, he's
threat to that
unbelievable.
offense.
Kevin Durant probably the best scorer in the NBA right
in
now.
the West.
Better than Braun.
I think the
Better
West is
scorer,
really
yeah.
the West
Better
is
player
really
now.
down this year.
Better all around.
Okay.
The Warriors get a free walk to the championship, I believe.
And they might not lose a game in the playoffs.
They get to the Lakers in the conference championship, and then they move on quickly from that one. I
They
mean, the
get-
Lakers just can't compete with that youth and any of that. So They get into the championship where I believe they'll face the Celtics. Celtics win 2 games in that series.
Wow.
But Warriors close it out at home, winning
The
another
Lakers don't
championship.
stand a chance against them. No one stands a chance against them. Reed, it's.
I know you're a Thunder fan, but I'm sorry, man.
The Thunder might get to the conference championship because you see the Rockets struggling, but we're sorry, the Warriors ruined the NBA. They really did. There's no competition. So we appreciate the question, Reed. We're gonna move on to Rory's MLB segment. We're gonna leave you to that.
Yeah, fantastic.
So we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. Rory's guys have been going on. Attention to that.
So like I said earlier, with the Cy Young and MVP trophies being announced later this week, I figured we'd get a little talk about who I believe is going to win those trophies. And starting off with the American League Cy Young, you got Blake Snell of the Rays, Justin Verlander, and Corey Kluber as being your finalists. Chris Sale does not make it into the final decision, which I think he had a better year than Corey Kluber. I mean, Kluber struck out. Kluber didn't have that great of a year to, I think, be considered for this. My pick is Blake Snell. Fantastic season. 1.89 ERA, 221 strikeouts, and only 180 innings, winning 21 games and only losing 5. Verlander and Kluber both had ERAs in the mid to upper 2s. Kluber only struck out 1 more batter than Snell and 35 more innings. For this reason, I got to give it to Snell. I mean, the Rays had a great turnaround season this year, and I think Snell was a big part of it. Moving on to the NL, there's no question there. Jacob deGrom for the New York Mets just had a great season. 1.7 ERA in 212 innings. He had 269 strikeouts. I mean, this Mets pitching staff really needed him to bounce back after struggling last year, losing Matt Harvey. Noah Syndergaard was out for a great part of this season. I just think he stepped up in a big way and really helped that team out. Scherzer as well. He had a great year, but I just think deGrom really runs away with this one. In the American League, the MVP race, you got Mookie Betts, Jose Ramirez, and Mike Trout as your finalists. JD Martinez, I believe, gets snubbed. Francisco Lindor was another finalist, but didn't make it into the final 3 cut. Mookie led the MLB this year with a 346 batting average, and he also had 32 home runs, showing that you don't have to be just strictly a power average hitter. I mean, he really did it all. 10.2 wins above replacement, most in the league. Jose Ramirez started out hot for the Indians, had a great first half of the season, but really fell off after the All-Star break, and then in the playoffs he really disappeared with the Indians getting knocked out early. Trout did, of course, what he always does, 39 home runs, 312 batting average, and 29 stolen bases. I mean, fantastic year, but with the Angels struggling, the Indians getting bounced out early, I think Mookie Betts takes this one. I mean, he led the Sox to a World Series. His performance all year and in the World Series was just fantastic, and I just think he's the best player in all of baseball. The NL MVP race, obviously, I got Yelich winning that one. He led in every category all year until the final game where he fell just short of winning the Triple Crown. 1 home run short behind Arenado, 1 RBI short behind Baez, and he just had a fantastic season, leading those Brewers to a playoff berth, NLCS, giving the Dodgers a run for their money in that series. He really just helped that team turn it around with their new coach, with additions of Jesus Aguilar, Travis Shaw. That's just a fantastic team, and I really think that they'll be tough in the coming years just with the youth that they have. And Yelich definitely takes home this one. And yeah, those are all of my awards that I think, going over again: AL Cy Young, Blake Snell; NL Cy Young, Jacob deGrom; AL MVP, Mookie Betts; and the NL MVP, Christian Yelich. So now, after my MLB section concludes here, we're going to bring on our special guest to talk some Hoover football. Just a little background: our Hoover football team's been struggling in the past few years, but we're really excited and proud of our guys for the year they had. 7-3 record. Share the Federal League Championship. The youth they had, they losing all those senior starters last year that contributed. Coming into the year, we weren't sure what we were going to have, but these dudes really stepped up, and we're really proud of them. Our senior class, we've been friends with those guys forever, and we're really proud of everything they've done. So we'll bring Z back in here, and our special guest joining us today, we got Mike Robinson. He's
yeah, Mike.
wide receiver on the football team.
Thank you.
Really excited to have him. And him and Z will take over this one. And they'll talk about this year's Hoover season.
So as Brody mentioned, we struggled in the past few years. How do you think? What key roles in the turnaround?
You know, like Brody said, the senior class, man. We've had talent in the past couple of years. You know, same coach, but I think the difference this year was the senior leadership.
Yeah, we've been playing together for a long time now. We know each other's strengths and weaknesses. We know we're all leaders. We're all in it together. Just a tight bond. I think that's really what got us that Federal League title.
Yeah. And I just want a quick shout out to Perry for being McKinley, you know, giving us that shot at the Federal League title.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Appreciate that. But anyways, with the inexperience coming in, how do you think, in the offseason, how do you think we would have performed in going into the season?
You know, I was a little worried, not going to lie, as we all should have been. We had a sophomore quarterback coming in, obviously he's a 3-sport varsity athlete, but you know, there's always going to be some question marks. And I think we saw just in the summer, 7-on-7 scrimmages and everything, that you know, the people involved in the team, they could tell something special was about to happen this year, and we ended up pulling it out. So.
You have the running back coming in with no varsity experience, 3 inexperienced offensive linemen, some talented wide receivers. I thought we would bring it together towards the season, but at first there were question marks. But I think our quarterback, the sophomore Connor Ashby, was so humble. It actually shocked me how humble he was. I thought he'd be a nervous wreck the first few games, but he was humble, poised, made plays when needed to, and Adam Grigwala just ran hard. Really learned from Luke Rakowski in the previous year. And I just think that's what led us to all the victories that we had in the Federal League title.
I think we had the best offense in the Federal League for sure. You know, I'd even contend to say that we had the best offense in the county.
Yeah.
And you know, we didn't make it into the playoffs, but you know, I'd like to see us line up against any team in D2.
We actually have a caller question coming from
David Forrest.
David Forrest.
He wants to know your guys' opinions on Hoover not making the playoffs while winning the Federal League championship, and do you guys believe that you would have contended with the high caliber team that Massillon is?
You know, I think it's bowl. I think it's bowl we didn't make the playoffs. You know.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, best offense in the county. You know, defense was coming along, and you know, obviously some teams ahead of us had a better record, but you know, line us up against any one of them. Just like Coach Baum said, we'll take any of them down.
Definitely would give them a run for the money. I don't think they've seen a team with us with the offensive firepower that we have. The defense would come along. Great, well coached on the defensive side, but yeah, I think we definitely give them a run for the money. We tried to schedule Massillon in past years, and maybe in this year, Coach Baum told me they refused to play us, which says
a
they're
lot.
scared. It says a
Yeah,
lot.
Massillon, you got lucky. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You got lucky. Better hope you don't see the future Hoover, because I think people are starting to realize that Hoover football is back. You know, we're gonna be contending here for the foreseeable future.
So talking about what's next now for the Hoover football team, I think they have the talent to go back and win the Federal League title once again. Well coached. Coach Baum had put us in a position to succeed. Great guy. I had the pleasure of living next door to him. He's a fantastic guy, fantastic coach, really knows what's going on. I think with the returning starters they have going into next year, I just think they get it done. And they're going to better that offense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think with you know, we got Connor coming back, Rick Wall, the running back. You got 2 stud receivers, Trent Graham and Juke Johnson, coming back. Defense is a question mark. You know, we had a very senior-led defense. Pretty much the entire secondary was seniors. Towards the end of the year, it was all seniors. So that's going to be a question mark. But I think with that offense, they're going to be a tough opponent for anybody in the state to contend with.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the defensive coaching staff, led by Coach Doty, will definitely get them going. He's a genius on the defensive side of the ball. He'll have schemes to perfectly match up with any team. I just think, yeah, the real success level we'll have is from that offense.
You know, I'm going to say it right now, bold prediction. State Final Four next year. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Bold statement from a bold man. With our next segment, Mike's going to stick around and talk some college basketball with us. I'll be leaving. Our very own Drake Van Nosh will be coming in. This is the bit you want to hear.
Hey, heck of a season, man. I appreciate that. I'll see. Love to have it. Mike, you're a bum. I got notes.
Drake. You know, let me just read you this kid's notes here.
I'll read them.
First
Hey,
note.
I'll read them.
All right, you read them. First note. What's this name?
First thing
right
we got right here is Luke May.
I'm not gonna lie. You know,
The dude's
I know Luke May puts up some numbers, but to be honest, I think he's horrible.
So you think a preseason All-American is horrible? You think a preseason ACC?
I don't think he's horrible at basketball. I think
ACC player of
if
the
we're
year
talking
is
horrible.
Duke, if we're talking,
Horrible!
If we're talking Duke, North Carolina, he is horrible for that matchup. He is the worst guy.
Who can guard him?
Who can guard Luke May?
Tell me who
And
can guard Luke May.
Zion.
Who's
Who
guarding
can't
Luke
guard
May?
Luke May?
Who's guarding Luke May?
Zion Williams.
So you can put on Nasir Little.
R.J. Barrett.
Okay, so you can put on Kobe White.
Jack White.
You have an Australian dude coming off the bench. Your bench is so horrible. You have no depth.
being from Australia.
We don't need
depth.
depth.
No.
We could have played
Yeah.
with 4 players last game. We still would have beat Kentucky. The four freshmen outscored
It's a
Kentucky
different
89-84, and you try to tell me that nobody can guard this Luke May guy?
Here's my next note. A guy, in my opinion, the most talented player in college basketball this year.
Who?
Nasir Little. The most talented player in college basketball
You think?
this year. I mean, he just
what
contributed to a
what's he been doing
50-point
this
win.
year? What's he been doing this year?
50-point win. Put up 21 last game.
21 against who?
And a
Against who?
50-point win. 50-point win.
Against who?
Elon.
Elon. Who the hell is
Beautiful
Elon?
campus.
Who is
Beautiful-
Elon?
Beautiful campus. Beautiful campus.
Beautiful
First
camp-
off,
oh,
beautiful
cool,
campus.
Cool.
Heck of a team. You know, watch out for them to be a contender this year.
You think he's more talented than R.J. Barrett?
Nazir Little coming off the bench in that
Yeah,
game. By
Roy
the way.
Williams.
Oh,
Roy
okay.
Williams does not start those types of guys. He gives
Okay.
them so they can stay all 4 years and have a dynasty. We like dynasty here.
So the
at
most
UNC.
talented player in college basketball is on the bench?
We aren't one and done. He's not on the bench. He plays more minutes than the guy.
If he's the most talented player in college basketball, why is he coming off the bench?
Because, you know, we want them to stay. We want our guys to stay.
He's not going to stay.
So you
He's
think
not
putting him on
gonna
the bench
play.
is going to make him stay? How does that
Yeah,
make
so he can
sense?
He's
stay
gonna
because
get
he's
pissed.
you want to get more time. More time. He's going to be a starter. Roy Williams values experience. Like I said, experience. 'Cause that's
He's a
that's what wins you in March. Experience.
You know what else wins in March? Talent.
Experience. Tell me the last 3 champions that have had all freshmen started. I'd love to hear it. You can't say it because it's not happening. Exactly.
This is a different Duke team.
It's not a different Duke team. Last year they were all hyped up after they had won a team against. They had won a team with Michigan State when Grayson put up 37, Wendell Carter put up 20, Marvin Bagley put up 25. Everyone's like, "Oh, Duke's unbeatable." They weren't. They lost 9 games last year.
That's last year.
They're not unbeatable.
That class doesn't even compare.
There are people that
to what
said
we got
that
going on
that
this
team last year was better than this team this year because they had better picks.
Yeah, you got dumb people saying that. Just you and all the other dumb people are saying that.
All I gotta say
They're
is,
probably picking North Carolina to beat them too.
you know our wager.
Dumb.
You know our wager we have, and I'm gonna win that wager.
What's the wager?
I'm gonna get a couple Benjis in my
A
pocket.
couple Benjis.
Couple Benjis in
We're
my
wagering a
pocket.
couple Benjis. That's how confident
A
I
couple
feel.
Benjis in my pocket.
And I think the majority of people in America are on my side here.
Well, because they are just followers. They follow the hype.
You know, and you're talking about all this experience, and you say the key to the game is Nasir Little, the freshman.
You know why? Because he has experience around him. Who does Duke have around them to teach them anything?
Oh, Marquise Bolden. Been there for a few years. McDonald's All-American.
He wasn't on the team 2 years ago because he got kicked off because he was injured. He was just redshirt. He wasn't even on the team.
Is that his fault for
He-
getting injured?
No, because he has no experience. Last year, he has no experience. Grayson Allen's gone. No experience.
Coach K's got some experience though.
Coach K. So
Few
Roy
gold
Williams. You
medals.
want to argue that? Roy Williams has experience
A
too.
few gold
All right.
medals.
How many gold medals does Roy Williams have?
A lot less than Coach K.
That's it. Yeah.
We have a question
What?
Let's hear
from
it.
Veggie.
Veggie.
Veggie!
Shout out,
First
Veggie.
team all
County.
county. First team all
Shout out,
county.
Veggie.
Love to have it, Veggie. Love to have it.
He has a question for Drake.
Bring it on, baby.
He says, Drake, what goes through your mind when you talk about North Carolina? Because this is insane.
What goes through my mind is just straight factual evidence. I believe UNC is the best team in college basketball. I believe they will have a better record this year than Duke, and they will go further than Duke, and they will beat Duke.
He also wants to know why the best player in college basketball is wasting his talent on the bench.
He's not wasting time. He's actually playing more minutes than the starters. It's just kind of what Roy Williams does. Because good coaches do that type of stuff. I don't know if anyone from Duke knows that or not. But good coaches get their players some experience, see what the game goes like in the first few games. I guarantee they'll be starting the next 5 games.
We threw out our
Yeah.
Hey, Duke threw out their 4 freshmen against the number 2 ranked team in the country for their first appearance on national TV.
Yep.
And they outscored the entire Kentucky team 89
That's a hoax. That's a
4
hoax.
freshmen.
That's a hoax. Kentucky
I mean,
has
you can't say that's a
Kentucky
hoax.
has-
They played 1 game.
Kentucky has a little experience, not much experience either. They were starting a sophomore, 2 freshmen, another sophomore, and a senior. So they have 1 guy that's a upperclassman starting. 1 guy. UNC had 4. 4!
4, and they beat who? Wofford? By
And
what?
Elon.
10?
And Elon by 50.
By 11. They beat Wofford by 11.
They beat
And-
Wofford by 11.
And they
And who the hell's Wofford? I mean, who are these teams they're playing, man? You got Duke coming out in the first game playing the fourth
You guys
ranked
play
team.
St. Francis, PA. Who even is that? Have you ever heard of that?
I mean, if Roy Williams doesn't have the balls to play a good team until he knows
UNC
his
plays
team's
14
good.
ranked teams this year.
Yeah, and not.
How many out of
They're not
conference?
playing any until
How
they
many
know
out
they're
of how many
good.
out of conference teams does Duke play in the regular season?
I have
They
no
only play
idea.
one. I'll answer for you. One. You know how many UNC plays?
Oh.
5.
Cool.
Can Luke May dunk?
Yes, he had dunked 4 times
Sure.
last game.
Oh, he got for cool.
More, he's
It's all about who can dunk, man.
better dunker than Zion. Better dunker than Zion.
Yes, I hope you choke on your
All
water.
right, I just want to hear. How do you think that Zion's not going to guard Luke May?
Okay, well, because
That man is a freak.
Okay,
Admit, he's a freak.
yeah, I get it. He's a freak. But he's overhyped.
He's overhyped.
He's overhyped.
Overhyped.
No jump shot. He made sure he made 1 or 2
Very
last
hot take.
What was his shooting percentage last game?
83.5.
Oh,
83.5%.
And he had
You can-
30.
you can
Or
argue
he
that
can't
He
shoot,
dropped
but-
34.
No, he didn't. He dropped 28.
28.
28.
Sit down and shut up. So, I just think he's overrated. He's a guy. Based off of pure athleticism, no skill, all athleticism.
No skill.
No skill.
It doesn't take any skill to drop
all
28
athleticism.
points.
He's
And
an
it's the second
athletic.
best.
He's big and athletic. He doesn't have. He dribbled off his foot twice. He has his jump shots like this.
Nope.
What was the shooting percentage?
It was all off of dunks, dude. You're
He
dumb.
should knock
that's
the
how
three.
he
His first,
plays.
his first 3 points of the game were
So
He
what's
had
the,
like
what's
3
the
or 4
problem?
jump shots.
If that's
We have-
working, what's the problem? Why you can play? He dropped 28 points. If he
against
can't
an-
shoot and
against
he's
an
dropping 28
undersized,
points,
against an undersized Kentucky
Drake,
team.
if he can't shoot and he's dropping 28 points, then watch out. Because if he learns to
just-
shoot, then
You are just so.
All right, we have another
delusional.
question before you get into something. We have a question from Jackson Davis.
What's up? What's up, Jackson?
He wants to know if you think you were the best player in basketball because you rode the bench.
That is an aggressive comment, but Jackson, I never got a chance to broadcast my skill. You know, I firmly believe I was that guy, but I never got the shot.
How many times did you get cut?
Twice. I got cut twice. I did get cut twice. Unfortunate, you hate to see it happen. Freshman year, I was a little banged up. I had a back injury. And after that, it was just, I wasn't very
Back
good.
injury.
Wasn't very good. I was undersized. I grew 8 inches the last year. If anyone doesn't know that about me, I used to be the little guy. I believe if I would have been on that team now, I'd be a starter guy all Ohio. All Ohio right now. Give me the shot.
I think you could start over Nazir Little.
Experience playing.
That's how little
basketball,
respect I
man.
have for this guy.
You don't affect me either?
No,
I need you.
no, I don't. I don't.
Oh, so yeah, UNC is going to just go into the Cameron Indoor February 20th.
So you think
Get a dub.
North Carolina's winning both matchups this year?
All 3 of them beat in the ACC
You think
championship.
yeah, all 3.
That's what, 3 benches in my pocket?
That's 3
Dropped
Benjis we got on these
dropped
games.
28 points in just 23 minutes of play, by
That's
the way.
awesome. That's awesome.
Nazir Little is also getting less playing time than all the starters.
Dude, look who they're playing.
Exactly.
You
Look
said,
at
you
him
said
playing.
earlier.
Why
What's
would
he-
you not give the freshman a chance
Drake,
against
you
these
said-
teams to show?
They did, and he was
You
just
said
put up
earlier he's
21.
playing more than all the
Last time.
starters.
He put up 21 points in the last time.
In 20 minutes, he put up 21
So he's
points.
averaging more than a point a minute.
And in the first game he played...
I never did that.
They're playing Wofford and freaking Elon,
And
dude.
they won by 50.
To Elon. Who is Elon? Seriously. Where is it?
Beautiful campus, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Well, if they got a good campus, you got to be good at basketball, right?
Beautiful campus. Gotta love a beautiful campus. Any more questions, or is that all we got for today? Because me and Mikey are about to throw hands.
We'll have some more questions at the end of the
We have
show.
plenty of questions.
You know,
for
I'm
you
gonna be
show.
back on here a lot, talking about this very same topic, and I cannot wait to come in the day after the first game, when Duke just puts an absolute slapping on North Carolina.
Is
All
that
right,
what they're gonna do?
that is
that what
exactly
they're
what's
do?
gonna happen. I predict 15 points, decisive victory.
Wait, which matchup?
First one at Cameron.
At Cameron Indoor?
Mhm.
I believe that UNC is going to hold Duke to 78 points.
And I
UNC's
think-
going to put up a 90 piece.
and I-
90-78 UNC.
And I think Zion Williamson, he's gonna make Luke May his you-know-what that game. Just like Marvin Bagley did to him last year. He's gonna get some flashbacks for sure.
Too bad.
You might not even be able to
Marvin
play.
Bagley was outscored by Luke May in that one game. So, it's going to happen. But, we'll see. We're going to see. We're just going to see UNC win all 3 of the matchups if they were to play in the ACC tournament. And we're going to go from there because UNC is the best team in the country. So,
I stand on.
Yeah, on next we should have some more live call-ins, or are we gonna?
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna move on to some more
scoot
call-ins.
over. Let's make some more room.
Yeah, we're gonna.
You know, I actually want to make a comment about a call-in earlier. Who's got the best chance to beat the Warriors? I firmly believe in my Cavaliers. I just don't think the Warriors have anyone to match up with Colin Sexton and Jetty Osman. You know, Jetty Osman was playing under LeBron James last year. You know, I mean, you can't beat it. LeBron James is your mentor. I mean, who's stopping that? You know?
We're gonna leave Mike on here for the questions because Mike was a big part of this second segment. So we have some questions from the
Yeah, we have a few questions. First one comes from Jameson Ellis.
James?
Big J guy.
He,
second best golfer on the team.
Oh, is that true?
Who was number 1 last year?
Me.
Who was number 1?
Me.
Who's number one?
What's
All right,
up?
I can't hear you.
Let's
Hey,
see the
what-
question. Let's see the question.
all right. What do you guys think the outcome of the Falcons-Browns game tomorrow will look like?
Falcons probably up by about 30
Yeah.
by the end of the third quarter.
Where's that?
It's in Cleveland.
It's in
It's in Cleveland, so
James,
yeah,
how
that
fun is
doesn't
that
really
game by the way,
matter.
James?
The home field advantage for Cleveland doesn't really matter. No
They
one really
suck.
cares enough to go to those football games.
Yeah,
anymore.
I don't think that's true.
I think the
I
offense
don't
gets
think
it
that's
done.
true.
I think
Baker
I
Mayfield,
went to a
yeah, he
game.
brings
I've
some
been to a
attention. Yeah, Baker Mayfield.
Atlanta
brings some
is only
attention.
favored by a touchdown.
Oh,
Yeah, I
give me
think
Atlanta all
they
day.
cover. They cover that spread
Atlanta covers that
heavily.
spread.
Matt
Atlanta,
Ryan gets back on it. Julio Jones gets his second, third, and fourth touchdown of the season against the Browns defense.
You know,
I
think by the end of
think
this game,
38-24 victory by the
I
Atlanta
think
Falcons.
Baker's going to have to hop on a jet, fly down to Atlanta, and plant that flag right in the middle. Just like he did against the Buckeyes.
I love that,
I
by the
think
way. I
the
love
Browns-
that plan of the flag because guess what? Ohio State sucks.
I
No,
think
that's
we're
not
not
true.
going in that direction, Drake. But I think the Browns' offense gets it done. I think Duke Johnson has another great day. I just think the defense will really not hold up on their
That
end.
sucky defense that's
And
all
the
banged up
Falcons
without
will
Christian
have a field
Kirksey,
day.
without
Yes.
EJ Gaines,
Have
without
a
Joe
field
Schober.
day.
Baker Mayfield, he's thrown multiple touchdowns in 3 straight.
Also
looking
thrown
to
a lot
make
of picks.
four.
I'm liking
a lot
our
of picks.
offense in
He's
the
thrown a
game.
lot of picks. He
I
can't hold
think
on to
it's
the ball.
over.
Yeah, we-
Thrown a lot
you know,
of picks.
I think we score 3 or more touchdowns in this game.
Yeah,
The
I
big
I
show.
think because the,
I mean,
the
sell.
Atlanta
The big
defense, they
sell.
can't stop anyone. The Atlanta defense, they can't stop any aspect of someone's offense. They're struggling mightily. A lot of injuries on that side of the football for them. But their offense is just too good. I think I'd take Atlanta's offense over Cleveland's offense, and just based on
No one
that
can guard
factor.
Julio.
I think it's going to be a
I
very
take
high
Atlanta.
scoring affair, though.
You know,
but
I think
the
I think
Falcons will pull away by making
something that has a lot to do with
touchdowns.
this. Denzel Ward, we gotta monitor his injury. You know, see if he's gonna be.
Can't
playing.
guard Julio. Julio's second best.
I mean,
receiver.
nobody
Leads
can
behind
guard
DeAndre
Julio,
Hopkins.
but I think Denzel Ward could contain him a little bit.
Nope, no one's saying Julio because Denzel Ward is again booty.
He's booty.
Yep.
Is that why he was
Booty.
the 4th overall pick?
Okay, so Jamarcus Russell was the second overall pick. Where's he at? Looking at blank blitz packages.
How many,
cares
how
about
many,
Jamarcus
how
Russell?
many rookies of the week does Denzel Ward have?
Maybe 2.
He has 2. He is not. What's the word you used?
Booty.
He is
Booty.
not booty.
All right.
Next question. Before I blow a gasket.
Okay. More compelling matchup on this hot take recently. Alabama versus the Buffalo Bills with a 28.5-point spread, or Duke versus the Cavs with a 22.5
First
point
off,
spread.
Who's this coming from?
This is coming from Nick Friedel,
Nick
and the next
Friedel.
one is
Nick
coming from him as well.
Nick, you know,
Okay,
I'm
first-
just gonna address one thing. That's not a very good question, but we'll talk about it for you, man. We'll talk about it.
One thing I got for you is Buffalo Bills currently have Nathan Peterman playing quarterback.
Peterman.
He has thrown 11 interceptions on
Nathan
95
Peterman.
attempts.
The Peterman.
If it's a 28-point spread, is that what it is?
28.5.
Give me Bama.
I don't think the Bills
Give
can
me
score
Bama there.
You're
28
taking
and a half
Bama.
points.
I take the grown men Bills over college boys Bama.
I can't
But
see the Bills
favored by
scoring
28.
20. Yeah, they
They
got
got
28.
to win by 28, and I don't think
I
the
don't think
Bills
they can win by
score
28.
Give me Bama there.
Let's just
I
see.
think
So
they'll
you
win by
think
2
they're gonna
touchdowns.
win? Bama's
Yeah,
gonna win.
you think the Bills are going to win,
Yes.
but
Oh,
just
you
not
think Bills.
by
Does
28.
anybody
I
think
don't think
Bama
it'll
will
be
win?
that. Yeah, I don't
No.
think.
Okay, so then
Bama's
Bama,
not winning outright. They're going to lose by about
Yeah.
2
But
touchdowns.
do you
Bama,
think?
Bama loses, but
What about Sean McDermott? He's a top 3 defensive mind. In
No,
the
you
game.
know what? I do think the Bills win by
Tua.
28.
Tua.
Yeah.
I do.
Tua
Okay.
Tagovailoa.
Okay, that's fine, but that O-line
Jerry
has never
Jeudy.
seen
honestly,
grown men
I
Jerry
take
Judy.
It's grown men against
Who?
bullies.
Judge Judy?
against. Okay, those safeties are.
No, you're talking
amazing.
about Judge Judy.
These are grown men in the National Football League.
They're going to be able to disguise defenses better.
Yes.
Tua's not going to be able to figure it out.
right
Yes.
now I take Tua over the Peterman. So I
No
think
doubt
Tua
about it.
is
I don't
is
think-
a-
Heck,
I don't
heck,
know if I
I would
would.
take Jalen Hurts over the Peterman.
I
Oh,
like
wow.
I like Tua over the Peterman. I mean, he's a great quarterback, obviously stepping in big situations. if this game were to happen, which it obviously won't, it would be a big situation. I think he steps up big and plays well against these grown men of the Bills.
I
Tua-
think
Tua's
the
gonna be a
grown men
threat.
against the boys factor is enough.
Nope.
What
Not by
about
28,
the
not by
Cavs
28.
versus the
Cavs?
Duke?
The Cavs are gonna win
I
that
got the
one.
Cavs.
I mean, I just
what's
don't.
the spread? What's the
I just
spread?
don't
know.
22.5
For the Cavs?
In
the
at a
Cavs.
neutral location.
at a neutral site. Yes.
Neutral location.
The Cavs are young.
I think Jetty takes over that game for
The
sure.
Cavs are very young. Duke is young as well.
Is Kevin Love
But-
healthy?
Yeah, that is a big thing.
With a
Is-
healthy
are
Kevin
Kevin
Love?
Love and JR playing?
I don't know. It didn't say.
George
I
Hill.
will.
Let's
If
just
Kevin Love's playing, no doubt.
let's
If he's
just
not,
play-
it's gonna be
Okay,
close.
what if
let's
it's
assume
now?
both teams are fully healthy.
Okay,
Fully
fully healthy. All
both
right.
teams are fully healthy. I got Duke in that one. Not winning, but covering the spread.
Duke outcoaches that game,
Larry
but
Drew's not a good coach. He'll
No.
not get it done for the Cavs this
but
year.
I do believe the veteran factor of JR and K Love, they're not gonna let that team win by less than 22.
I don't think Kevin Love is a better basketball player than Zion Williamson.
Oh,
Right at the moment, right now.
really?
I don't think that Kevin Love is better than Zion.
I don't agree with that because look at all the experience Kevin Love
I
has.
see experience, but Kevin Love is
Kevin
an
Love's a
old-
Hall of Famer.
I'm not saying in his past Kevin Love has been.
Kevin Love is
not
a
been-
Hall
I'm
of
saying
Famer.
at the moment, right now, with Kevin Love's age, all the injuries he's suffered, I think Zion Williamson is a better overall player than Kevin Love. More athletic. The jumper for Kevin Love definitely wins, but Zion he's bigger, he's faster, he's stronger, and he's more athletic.
Who's
So
guarding double
it
T?
comes
Who's
down
guarding
to
double T?
experience.
Tristan Thompson?
Marquise
He
Bolden.
put Marquise Bolden on there.
And he's gonna get
He's
bodied.
He's a 7
Tristan
footer.
Thompson's not good at basketball.
Better than
He's
Marquise.
not good at
Marquise
basketball.
Bolden will
Boy,
never be in the
Duke,
league. He will never be in the league. And Tristan Thompson was a 4th overall pick. You were
I
talking
think it
all
comes
about
down
4th
to
He's
overall
not
picks.
good at basketball. Have you seen
It
him?
comes
I
down
have
to
seen him.
experience.
It takes him like 4 tries to make a layup.
A
He's
year
gonna
ago,
get
four
these
tries.
guys
Get
were,
about 20 boards a game though. He's gonna get boards for you.
a year,
Alright, cool, you
a
can get
year
boards all
ago,
he wants,
these guys
but-
were playing high school basketball, and to go and play a team in the NBA, I don't think that's.
And that
they're
team
gonna
was in
get
the
done.
finals last year.
Yeah,
I don't
we
think they're gonna
Like
get
Tristan
done.
Thompson said, they are still the kings of the East until they're dethroned. And in my opinion, they have been dethroned, but not by the Duke Blue Devils.
Yeah, I think.
They're
I mean,
poopy.
we saw what Marvin Bagley did last year in high school or in college. I mean, dismissing his senior year of high school and heading to Duke early.
And look what he's doing in the league.
And look what he's doing in the
Not
league. I mean,
nothing.
he's #1 overall draft pick. He's still moving into the system, getting his experience
He's
in.
averaging like 9 points a game.
But I like Zion and RJ Barrett. I think they're great players and can contribute to a team starting on an NBA team
Wrong.
right now. RJ Barrett and
You know,
Zion.
Wrong.
Look,
Wrong. Wrong.
what's wrong?
Can you
That's
explain
that-
why it's wrong? at least?
That you say
I'm on
like
your
Marvin
side.
Bagley's production on it. He's averaging like 9 points and 4
Okay,
rebounds.
but what about
You gotta
He
give
plays
him
for the
time, man.
Kings.
He
Zion?
plays for the Kings.
And the
He's
Kings,
skinny-
the
he's
Kings,
skinnier
the
than
Kings
you.
are currently in the playoffs right now.
They
The
are.
Kings are currently a
They
playoff
were
team.
6-1 heading.
What
Yes.
about Zion and RJ Barrett? You don't think they could start on an NBA team right now?
They would not start. No.
You know,
I think they'd start, but I take the Cavs in this one just based on the
I would
experience
agree.
alone.
Next question, please.
This is a joint question from Nick Friedel and Will Schneider. They want to know who is more relevant, Tiger or Michael Phelps?
Okay, first off, Will, you're just dumb if you actually believe Michael Phelps is more relevant than Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, in my opinion, is the most electrifying, dominant athlete of this era.
I mean,
Of
did you
any
see
sport.
the walk after winning?
I mean,
Winning his
I
first
used to have my screensaver was Tiger Woods. The crowd was falling after his win. I mean, Tiger Woods brings so much to the game of golf that no one can compare it to. When Tiger Woods is playing, TV ratings went up 271%. If Michael Phelps is swimming, no one's gonna watch it if it's just
nobody watches.
besides the Olympics. So no one just watches swimming competitions. People watch golf tournaments if Tiger Woods is playing.
I
Tiger
don't
Woods
know.
is
obvious-
I don't
obviously
know much.
people are
I
gonna
don't
watch
know
golf.
much on the topics, but I'm pretty sure Michael Phelps holds records.
So does Tiger Woods.
I'm pretty
Tiger
sure.
Woods has the
How many
most
gold
wins.
medals has he won? Or how many medals total? 28?
There's no
A lot.
golf like Olympics until last
I
year.
think
Tiger Woods.
Michael Phelps is more relevant.
I think
'Cause of what?
just based off Tiger's past, all that stuff that got him in the media.
Okay, well, there's photos of Michael Phelps
Okay,
hitting
well,
a
can I-
bong on the news.
Hey, well,
So what?
It's different than
He's just having a good
cheating on
time.
his wife and getting a DUI.
Okay, so what I was saying is, with Tiger Woods' past, all his winnings when he was younger, and then everything that happened to get him into the news, and his comeback season this year, I think that just makes him more relevant. He's on TV. The people see him more often than they see Michael Phelps.
I agree.
None of the championships or whatever they're called, Olympic qualifiers, are on TV. So
yeah, I think, yeah.
I mean, no one gets to watch swimming unless it's an Olympic season. And with Phelps retiring, people will probably never see him again unless he does that thing where he races another shark trying to get more publicity.
Right.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue relevance when you're talking about two very
Swimmer and
different
a golfer,
sports.
but
But, you know, thank you for the
Appreciate
question.
the
Thanks for the
question,
question.
Will, you're a shrimp.
Yeah, Willie.
We got another question from an anonymous caller. They want to know your guys' thoughts on Le'Veon Bell and if the Steelers should keep James Conner or maybe try and trade him.
I think they
Or
move,
trade Le'Veon.
I think they move on from Le'Veon.
Yeah, I
I
think
think James
Le'Veon's-
Conner's been getting it done. Very powerful offensive line, but I think also James Conner has the skill to get it done. I think they move on from Le'Veon, try to get something out of him.
In comparing stats from this year to last year, James Conner has more all-purpose yards than Le'Veon Bell. He's actually doing what Le'Veon Bell does, but at a better rate.
Yep.
With Le'Veon missing again this week at week 9. Is this week 9 or 10? Week 10. Missing week 10. I think he's got to stick around for another year now, just based off him not signing. I know his franchise tag's gone up to about $20 million.
Yep.
So he did lose a lot of money this year, and I just don't think the Steelers want to deal with that anymore. He's just brought a lot of problems to his team. For example, to start the season, the Steelers started off tying to the Browns. Really horrible start. I believe they started out 0-1-1.
Yep. I think
It caused a lot of turmoil in that locker room, and I just don't think they want to keep that around. They
Right.
definitely moved past that and gotten on the
You know, I think you give James Conner a couple-year contract, then you wait for Adam Grigwall to hit the draft, then you pick him up.
Watch out for Green.
He's a heck of a player.
I agree with what Brody said there. Le'Veon Bell has not surpassed 10 touchdowns in his career, and James Conner's already done that. So James Conner's production is better than Le'Veon Bell's, and he's going to be cheaper than Le'Veon Bell for the next 2 years. Le'Veon Bell's going to want $20 million. I'm not going to give a 27-year-old running back $20 million.
Yeah,
Let him
Le'Veon's
go.
pushing 30. We
Let him
all
go.
know that 30
That's
is
30 for the running back,
cutoff for
unless
running
you're
back.
AP.
James Conner's a lot younger,
Cheaper.
very talented,
Yep. And he
well
wants to be there.
respected.
Wants
Yeah,
to
it,
be
se-
there.
it seems like everybody
He's
is
just
all
get-
behind. They're behind him.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
wants
he's
to be
just
there.
getting it done.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
he played at Pitt, and now he plays for the Steelers.
And I mean, you
The
got
fan base loves him.
Yeah.
He's battled with cancer. Everyone's behind the guy.
Awesome. You got
You
to
can't
love
hate
love
him.
the
You can't
story.
hate him.
And I don't think you
Story.
can just ship him off after the season he's having. I mean,
No,
I mean,
yeah.
a
What
lot-
he's done, he's a workhorse this year.
I mean, why not keep him and avoid paying Le'Veon all the stacks that he
Yeah,
wants?
he's
You
definitely-
send him off. You're doing just fine.
I mean,
You
James
love that
Conner's
story.
going to want his money.
right.
But
Eventually,
he's
two
not
more years
gonna
on
want-
rookie
He can't
deal.
demand what
He's
Le'Veon.
on his rookie deal. He's not
Right.
going to demand what he
No,
can't.
no, and until that happens, and like Mike said, get Grigwalla, and we'll go
Yeah,
from
I
there.
mean, get
You know-
Wallow when you move
Watch
on.
out,
You
just
know,
watch out
I
for-
do see where Le'Veon's coming from, though. You know, with running backs, you want that guarantee because obviously you don't know.
Very
You saw
physical
Earl
game.
Green, all played like that. Earl Thomas went down this year, and he made an obscene gesture to the bench,
Right.
which I agree with.
Yeah, I'm not.
And
I'm not
yeah.
disagreeing with Le'Veon's decision to sit out.
I respect Le'Veon's decision, but I just think it's still he move on.
Yeah, he knows that the Steelers don't want him to come back next year.
No,
they weren't going to give him a long-term deal. So I respect his decision to sit out, but I just think to answer the question, the Steelers.
I think
move
we
on.
got to think, where's he going to go? Why don't we talk about that? Where do you think he's going to go? Where will Le'Veon be playing at next year?
I don't know if any GMs want to put up with him. I don't he's gonna end up somewhere, but I just
Someone's
don't.
gonna want.
I hate to
Someone's
see
gonna
it,
want him, but
but-
I don't think
Yeah, at
everybody's
the
gonna be
moment,
jumping
at the moment,
bit.
I couldn't tell you a
I
GM
think
that
Philly
they
gives
would
him a
want to
deal.
do it.
with the Giant on an expired contract with that was their best running back, Wendell Smallwood.
Yeah, they could.
I mean,
but
I hate to
you
have
got,
him
you
go.
got great running
I
back.
don't want him to go to Philly, no, but I
You
think
got
he's
great
ends up.
running back talent in the draft this year as well with
You do.
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor.
Dexter Williams is exploding this year. I don't know if he's draft
Is
eligible.
Dobbins
What about your
eligible?
Bucks?
Dobbins draft
Weber.
eligible.
Weber.
I mean, fantastic.
Yep. The boy,
About the Green Bay Packers.
The Green Bay Packers, they could use him.
I think Aaron Jones is stepping up in a big way this year.
They're- yeah.
I think the Green Bay Packers stick with Aaron Jones.
I believe they're a team that could use him, but I don't know if they want to go with his publicity and his, I want this money. He's not a team guy.
He's definitely a player you want on your team, but I don't
But he's
think
a meat
GMs
guy.
will be chomping at the bit to get him right away because of all the drama
They're gonna wait
and all
till
the
the
trouble
lowest
he's
price
caused and
possible.
how he's going to be expensive.
Are there any more? Do we have any more
Any more
questions? Any more call-ins? Anything we got?
Not as of right now.
As of right now, we wanna wait for some more. We're gonna
Call
Let's
in
just
if you
keep
guys got
rolling.
questions.
again
Keep rolling.
330-639-9012 for any questions or feedback about this podcast. We'd love to hear your feedback. Again, that's 330-639-9012. So
Yeah, we're open as well to Twitter DMs if you guys want to tell us
Yep.
what we could do better. Any
We
questions
always
you
wanna
have,
improve.
anything you want to see on the show. We have an email set up as well, but we believe Twitter will be the easiest way to contact us.
So while we're waiting for some calls, we want to just talk about what we do as athletic wise, or what?
So I mean, we started this. I mean, this are obviously our first show. The idea came in the lunchroom. Of course, we all just talk about sports. We all sit at the same lunch table.
It gets aggressive.
We just do exactly what we've shown on the camera. We just talk about different ideas. We have bounced stuff off each other, and one of our friends was just like, "You guys should display this to people. People might enjoy watching this."
Shout out to Benny Herman.
So
Benny Herman.
we thought about it. We had a few busy weeks where we couldn't get things going, but we've been hard at work this whole week, just trying to get stuff going, get some content, and we believe we showed out pretty well for the first time. We did all right.
We were here till 2 a.m. last night practicing this for you guys.
We know we have stuff to improve on, but we feel like this is a great launch. We look forward to doing this every Saturday.
Definitely looking forward to doing some
I'm definitely looking forward. You know, I'm just a special guest here. I'm definitely looking forward
to
coming back.
Can we get a hand for phenomenal for
Yeah,
special guest?
We're definitely looking forward to having him on the show.
Mike will definitely be here more often, so we love to have Mike on the show. Great guy, great athlete in the Hoover area. We love to have you, man.
Thank you,
It's
guys.
been a pleasure.
Good pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Always great.
See you guys soon.
Yep. And we'll close it out.
Yeah,
We'll just
I
close
think
it out.
we don't have any more calls. We're just gonna close that now. So
Everybody get on in. Everybody.
Again,
Wait. We have one
more
call.
caller.
We have received a call.
We're going back.
Received a call, folks.
Fantastic.
And shout out Will Van.
Shout
to
out.
This is the conference room.
Yeah, conference room with Van Nostrand and Young. We appreciate the use of that.
All right, we got an anonymous caller.
Anonymous caller.
They want to know, do you guys think that Connor Ashby is the best quarterback to come through Hoover, or did his receivers make him look better than the previous quarterbacks?
I'll start this one off by saying your father was better, Connor. By the way, lots of love to Coach Ashby. Once you get better than your father, then I'll consider you. But right now, I got your father ahead of you. Big Daddy Brian.
Todd Blackledge.
Todd Blackledge.
Played in the league.
I mean, played
Connor,
in the
no
league.
disrespect at all. You're a great
Dom
player.
Eero. I mean, Connor, you're top 5 for sure. You're
Connor, you're a
This
great
is my
player.
argument right here.
You're a great player. No disrespect at all, but those guys
The
have.
kid's a
in the NFL.
sophomore.
Yeah, here's one thing I want to say. Playing with the guy, this kid's gonna be a stud.
I agree.
I think he's gonna be the best quarterback to come
He's
through.
humble.
I mean,
Very
obviously
humble. I
we did
love
have a
humble.
very talented receiving core,
Yourself.
but yeah, sure, myself included.
Perfect snaps every
But
play. Really
but
good.
Connor Ashby, I mean, without him, that Federal League championship doesn't happen, and he's the most talented guy I've ever played with, and I think he's got a very bright future, and will end up being
just throwing
will
foot
end up
picks.
being the leading passer in the history of Hoover.
I think the kid's a sophomore, and he still has a lot to improve on, but I think by the end of his career, he very well could be the best quarterback that's gone through Hoover, in my opinion.
Yeah, right now you can't.
As of right now, you can't do it, but
do it.
by
you
the
got
end,
you got Appleby, who had a great career. His dad had a great career
Yeah.
here. Dom Eero, great career.
Blackledge in the league.
Blackledge, great career.
NFL.
And then let's just wait and see. I mean, he's only
Yeah.
sophomore. Great first season, great start.
For sure, definitely on
These
pace.
next 2 years determine his legacy at Hoover, and I think he can really become something.
This
for
kid
sure.
this kid doesn't get rattled either.
No.
He steps up in the pocket, takes it in the mouth.
Yep.
He's a sophomore.
He
He's
didn't have to take
poised
much in
against
the
all
mouth.
these guys.
That line was awesome this year.
Thank
He
you.
didn't take much in the mouth, but I do agree with what they said. I love the kid's humble. You hate towards the kid at all. The great kid, great football player. Definitely gonna be good in the next few years to come. We're gonna love to see production, and we'll go from there, right?
Yeah, we're excited what Hoover football has to have.
Like you said, state final 4 next year.
State Final Four, baby.
Rick Wallow, Ashby, love it.
Again, thank you for tuning in to the
thanks
first
for tuning in,
era of
guys.
the DZB
Love it.
podcast.
All right,
That's
Bear
the
Dennis.
B. This is the B, not the Z. We're just 3 P's on the pod. See you
Let's
next Saturday.